Hey, everybody, and we are live with this episode of Hot Jobs. I believe it is episode 197.
Wow.
Right? So Tara
Yeah.
and I are on a steady march to episode 200. We'll have to think about something really cool to do for that, Tara. Maybe we get the jean jacket back out.
Yeah, we can get maybe we should get you a jean jacket.
Oh my God. I don't know about that. I did used to own one though, of course. So thank you for joining us, everybody, for this episode of Hot Jobs, where we bring you a lot of the topics of the week for career searchers, as well as some of our hottest jobs and internships and how you can apply. So I wanted to start today, first of all, by highlighting one of our sponsors, Veteran Service Brands. Veteran Service Brands is a franchise owned and operated by veterans. Yep, that's it. Every one of their franchises, to be able to be a franchise partner, you have to be a veteran. And I don't know about you, but if I was hiring someone to do parking lot striping, painting, epoxy floors, field athletics, they do like sandblasting is a new one, sandless blasting, whatever it is. There's a whole bunch of really, really cool franchises that are all run by veterans. And if I was hiring someone to do it, and all things are considered, one of them was a veteran and the others were not, I would always choose the veteran. I don't know about you, Tara. How about that? How about that?
Oh no, I agree with you. Absolutely. No questions asked.
And actually, our CEO, Nick, had somebody from the Mach 1 epoxy team come out and epoxy his garage floors.
Yeah, they look
and
great.
I'll tell you, not only did it come out amazing, he's got a pretty decent sized garage. They tore all the old stuff out that was put in when he bought the house. They tore all that out and they redid it. They gave him a lifetime guarantee. They parked their wrapped truck out front, and everyone in the neighborhood said, "Oh my God, what are you guys doing? Can you come do my floors?" So, he could have gotten 5, 6, 7 offers from that one trip just by parking his truck out front and doing the work. So if you're considering a franchise run by veterans, owned by veterans, I would consider reaching out to the team at Veteran Service Brands. All right. Same thing goes with SkillBridge. I don't know if you understand this, but VSB also hosts SkillBridge interns. So if you're interested in learning how a franchise operates and learning what goes into a franchise, reach out to Tara, go to our HireMilitary.us page and apply for one of the Veteran Service Brand SkillBridge opportunities. Now, before we get into some of the hot topics, I did want to discuss SkillBridge for the larger group out here. Most of you know that there are changes coming to the SkillBridge program starting June 30th. So as of June 30th, you need to have a new memorandum of understanding with the Department of Defense to be able to host a SkillBridge intern or a career skills program intern. And now what's different about this is prior to June 30th, third-party companies like HireMilitary were able to process everything on behalf of the company that will be hosting the intern. The new program requires all companies hosting the intern to have their own MOU. It's not a super difficult process. There's some data collection and online forms to fill out to get everything done and signed. But here's the catch. You have to have it submitted by 1 April. I have had numerous calls with companies that have their own MOU and they're like, "Oh yeah, it expires June 30th. We'll get it done." And I'm like, "No, stop. You won't get it done." They are only opening a window to apply for these MOUs twice a year for 2 months. This first one it was like February or March.
Correct.
February 1st through April 1st. If you don't apply through February 1st, April 1st, your next opportunity is not going to be till October, which means you likely will not have interns that extend past June 30th or start after June 30th. So I just encourage everyone to make sure you check your MOU, make sure you have a new version. And if you are considering joining SkillBridge and hosting interns and getting them, just basically getting a free test drive of some incredible transitioning military talent, you can always reach out to us for our partners that commit to hiring an intern. We will process everything for you for free with the MOU, but you got to get it going quick. So I would reach out today or tomorrow and set up a call. Okay, and we'll take questions if you have it. We've got Sarajevo dialing in. We've got somebody saying professional driver, personal security coming in, right? So I would encourage the professional driver to consider looking at the opportunities that our partners at Acuity International have available. They have a lot of security roles overseas that are paid very well, that are looking for people with a particular set of skills in intel, security, or medical fields. So something to keep in mind with. And we just had the one and only Milani from Veteran Service Brands, their most prestigious. She posts a lot. How about that? I don't know what the right word is, but she has been
poster.
their number one adopter of LinkedIn for their business in Tampa. So she does a great job, great personality. She shows what her and her team are doing all the time. She lets you get to know her. So Milani, thanks for continuing to lead the charge on this. I promise I will try to not cut you off on the next on-site when the VSB team comes together and you invite us again. So something to keep in mind. All right. So we've got a hot topic to discuss today for Hot Jobs, and is proper attire for interviews. Is that right?
I love this one. Yeah, I love this one.
So just for all you all, our friend Justin Pearson at Mission Box Solutions had a post about like, don't wear a hoodie or a t-shirt to professional interviews. And he got like hundreds of comments, and they were all over the place. I'll take hoodies. Why judge people on appearance? Agreeing with him all over the place. And so, I wanted to pass this over to Tara first to give her impression on it, and I'll share mine after that. Over to you, Tara.
Yeah, I think this is going to really vary by experience and by job. And I think the number one thing is you want to clarify this with whoever your point of contact is. If that's a recruiter, then you should ask the recruiter, hey, for this in-person interview or on-site assessment, what should I be wearing? Number one tip is always ask. And if they say something like business casual, then here would be my suggestions. It's better to overdress than underdress. So one, you can never be overdressed. When people used to show up even to a remote interview in a suit, I wrote it down. Because to me, that means they went the extra step to prepare. So I would say you can never be overdressed. I would think that when we're talking about business casual, I would kind of look at it like a restaurant, right? We're going to say no jerseys, even though we love our Eagles. We're going to keep our jerseys for Sunday. I would say no hats, nothing too baggy. So I would say no hoodie, a shirt that's plain in the front or a collar is always a good idea. And I would say no jeans because jeans are just seen as casual wear. So if we're going to go business casual, then we want to think about something that's a tiny bit more dressed up without being in a full like pantsuit. So that would be my suggestion if we're going to go business casual. And again, my number one tip is to always ask, and you can clarify with your point of contact. Hey, you're saying business casual. Is your preference to have no jeans and no sneakers? That's a very appropriate question to ask your point of contact. And I would just say to layer on top of that, if your interview is going to involve any type of assessment, then I would also dress for the assessment. So if you're going to be asked to present something up on stage, or if you're going to be walking around or on your feet for portions of this interview, then you should have comfortable walking shoes. If it's going to involve any other type of physical assessment, you also want to be prepared for that. So again, my number one tip, ask your point of contact or your recruiter what to expect and what the dress code is. What do you think of that, Mike?
I just want to point a clarification. When you said no jerseys, you meant don't wear jerseys. It's okay to have the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles jersey in the background, right?
Correct. Yeah, you can bring it with you as your good luck charm. I would just maybe keep it in the car.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. I again, my number one thing is always ask the recruiter. The recruiter is your friend, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't, like, even when the recruiter sets up a screen, if it's not a phone call, if it is a virtual screen, you could always ask them. But, what I think people mess up with is they don't treat this as in person,
You're
right?
right.
They think, well, I'm in my house. I can wear a t-shirt or a polo. Like I'm wearing a polo, a nice Tenova polo. But, to be honest, if I'm talking to the government, most times I put on a button-down shirt, like a dress shirt. I'll roll the sleeves, have a nice
Yeah.
watch on or whatever. I have some nice pants on. So I 100% agree that it is better to be slightly over than under, and that the number one thing you could do is just ask. I had an experience. I was invited out to Silicon Valley, and for like an in-person interview, visited the campus from one of the big tech companies.
Sure.
And I remember asking my recruiter, all right, I didn't even ask. I was like, all right, I'll get my best suit together and come on. They were like, no suit. I said, okay, great. I'll just wear like a sport coat, button down,
Sure.
and no tie. And he's like, no sport coat. I said, okay, pants, long sleeve dress shirt, no tie, nice shoes. He's like, okay. And
Finally settled.
and I showed up a little overdressed, and for me, that also showed that maybe I wasn't perfect fit for the culture, but for the people that were walking around. But nobody remarked in the interview that they were disappointed that I was dressed a little nicer or dressed up a little bit. And I got feedback from that. So you've got to do your research. You've got to ask your recruiter. And, if all else fails, dress just a little bit higher. And, you could impress, right?
Yeah.
You showed effort stands out. So perfect. All right. Speaking of effort standing out, on Thursday at 2 p.m., we've got one of my favorite effort guys on office hours. I will be doing a new format office hours that I'll be sprinkling in. This one is with Army Recruiting Company First Sergeant, Gary Steensgaard, that went from Army Recruiting Company First Sergeant to Senior HR Business Partner, and his travel throughout manufacturing and defense industry. So he's going to talk to us about what was, what he took from being a first sergeant in the Army and translated that into HR, what he learned along the way, what his roles entailed, and what he does now for Blue Halo, which is really kind of a cool name. So follow us on HireMilitary, or you can go to the events page for HireMilitary and actually click to attend the event. So that's something exciting. All right. Well, over to you then right now, Tara. You have a job to share?
I do have a job to share. So I'm looking for all of our folks out there who have experience in accounting and finance. So I'm looking for a senior audit manager. It is with one of the big four firms. Just a couple of disclaimers. This is an on-site position at Fort Bragg, and you do need an active secret clearance. So unfortunately, if you don't have the ability to either have that clearance and or you cannot work on site, then this role is not going to be for you. But if you are someone who in this candidate pool, we are looking for folks with accounting and finance experience. Prefer a master's degree in either business, accounting, finance, or one of those related fields, as well as experience with financial management. Someone who understands DoD policies and compliance, who has budget experience, who has financial management experience. We are definitely looking for you. This is a role that can be filled immediately. So a pretty quick start. If you're actively looking for work, this could also be for you. So please visit our website and apply. I am very eager to talk to anyone who has these qualifications and is looking to join a really great team at a very prestigious firm. So very excited for the folks in the finance world, because this is a really great opportunity. And we'd be really excited to speak with you regarding this.
And I think the salary is excellent for the Fayetteville general
I agree.
area as well.
Yes,
So
yes, well compensated.
You get to do something you love, supporting an awesome client, and make good money. And I know the leader of that team, a retired Army colonel. He's a great leader. I think that it is an excellent opportunity for anybody that's interested in working in that area and has that experience. So thanks for sharing that, Tara.
Yeah.
along the line about working for a great team, we've got, look at this, and I'm getting better at managing this in the background. We've got our friends at Defense Logistics Agency. So, there's a hiring freeze right now. It won't last forever. And so right now, DLA Finance is recruiting SkillBridge and Career Skills Program internships in any of these roles: accountant systems, business analyst, financial analyst, and financial liaison. And they have opportunities in Battle Creek, Michigan, Columbus, Ohio, which is Whitehall, New Cumberland, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, San Antonio, Texas, but only if you have accounts receivable experience. They have a very small office there. And Richmond, Virginia, and Fort Belvoir, Virginia. So only the accountant roles require accounting degrees. The other ones, degrees are helpful, but are not required. And the intent is, after the SkillBridge internship, to translate this into a full-time government civilian role. They've already used rapid and direct hiring authorities before for veterans or military spouses. They're ready to do it again when they're permitted. And so this is a great way to get a good internship, support the warfighter, learn defense finance so you can get to some of those other roles like Tara mentioned.
Yeah.
And, the role that you'll get offered will be based on how your experience and education aligns with the GS scale. But I'll tell you, I know the leadership there. I've talked to numerous people at DLA Finance, and they all love what they do. So something to keep in mind. If you are interested, go to our website, HireMilitary.us, and apply for the SkillBridge opportunities. You can apply for the direct jobs. We are building a resume database. We will forward them whenever they're allowed to hire again. Just know that it won't be an immediate turn on some of those. But that is, I can't recommend these enough. This is a SkillBridge opportunity with a government agency that can lead to a full-time opportunity or a great resume bullet. So something to keep in mind. We've got a couple other ones that I wanted to talk about. One is a public coach sales promotion opportunity on 2 military bases. So basically, our client is bringing a new product into the AAFES base exchanges or AAFES gas stations in Quantico and Fort Cavazos. And so what they're going to set up a kiosk in there, and they're looking for people to, explain the product, highlight the product to people that are going to be coming by and may be interested in it, teach people how to use it. And it is a fantastic opportunity to really make a difference in people's lives. I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe it. And here's the beauty of it. Fort Cavazos, we've got 5 open roles at Fort Cavazos and a hiring event that starts 1 April. So if you are a member of the military community, service member, veteran, military spouse, dependent veteran spouse, and you have access to Fort Cavazos, from the clean area or surrounding areas, and you are open to a full-time or part-time role at the exchange, making $27 an hour with benefits, then I would say go to our website and apply. And the same thing goes for Quantico. Military spouses, veterans, dependents. If you have a close tie to the military community, you have access to base, and you're interested in building strong ties to the military community and, talking about these products in a not a very salesy way, then they have a hiring event on April 7th. Go ahead and apply online to HireMilitary.us. I got to switch my arms whenever I'm doing it to point to it. And we'll get you signed up and screened. So please spread the word. And there will be opportunities on other bases. So keep an eye out. And then there's another.
They're both full-time and part-time roles, right? So if you can't commit to full-time, part-time roles are available at these locations as well.
Correct. Same rate.
Same rate. Oh, wow. That's great.
Our partners at CNC Boiler are looking for SkillBridge interns. They have opportunities in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. And these are service technician roles. They will train you from scratch.
Yes.
So if you have like mechanical aptitude, hands-on experience. They said if you've like maintained vehicles, you have enough experience for the most part. And I was like, well, that may be pushing it, because when I was a private, I used to have to maintain my vehicle with a PMCS, and I wouldn't have me around a boiler, but most other people would fit. So they have a very detailed training program, hands-on training program to be service technicians, with following roles immediately in the North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia areas. And basically, they come out, you start around 65, and as you gain experience, you quickly could be in the six figures with pay raises and some overtime hours. And you're just going out and servicing these commercial boilers, which are in more places than you would imagine. So if you're interested, check out, hold on, I got it right, HireMilitary.us. So, and reach out to us if you have questions. And then the last I have is an account leader market activation role. And so this is for a Fortune 500 company that's looking to break a product into the military community. So they want this product to be, expanded throughout the military, throughout all U.S. bases. And what they're looking for is someone with significant commercial experience. So not somebody coming right out of the military, a veteran or a military spouse with commercial experience that can kind of build I think it's like the go-to-market strategy. Like, how are we going to launch this product across the entire military community, get adoption, track metrics, increase sales and utilization. And so if you are interested, that role pays between $135,000 and $185,000 a year.
Wow.
It's a great company. It is a fantastic opportunity. Check the role out at HireMilitary.us. And as I will always say, tailor your resume to the opportunity to apply online. And then once you've applied, shoot us a note and let us know if you're, have questions or just that you've applied. It never hurts to go the extra mile. So, Tara, any closing comments from you?
Yes, I just want to remind people that the fastest way to find all of our opportunities and stay informed is to go to our website and sign up for either our jobs pool or our SkillBridge pool. So we have some more targeted communications coming from HireMilitary. And if you don't want to miss any of these opportunities, then you should sign up for one of those two categories or both of them, so you can receive more targeted information on what you're interested in. So keep an eye on your inboxes, but remember, the fastest way to stay informed and to get all of the information first is to join one of those two pools.
I love it. I love it. Well, and with that, since we don't have any urgent questions coming in, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you all on Thursday with Gary Steensgaard, and Tara and I will be back on Tuesday with the latest hot jobs and tips. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Have a great day.